Okay guys, this is the final part of the home corrective exercise program for upper body dysfunction. So again, that's the joints of the shoulder, the thoracic spine and the cervical spine. So hopefully by this point, you've done your release techniques on those muscles that we assess as being overactive with that overhead squat assessment. You've then gone and done your mobility exercises. So we did the shoulder joint and the thoracic spine, so we've opened up some joint space. We then did our lengthening technique, so we took those muscles that we assessed as being short, brought them back closer to optimal length, and then we just gone and done our activation exercises. So again, that we targeted those muscles that we assessed as being underactive, as not working so well, not doing their job, and now we've increased their activity, improved their function, and now what we're going to do, we're going to take those underactive muscles, we're going to target them again. And now we're going to put them into what we call a stability integration exercise. So what this is going to do is going to tie the muscles of the lower body, the core, and those muscles of the upper body, mainly those underactive ones, and get them to work together. So we're going to kind of increase that coordination between muscle groups, and get these muscles to work within an unstable environment. And that's going to kind of help tie everything together. So with this exercise, it can be very similar to those ITYs. Essentially it is ITYs, but standing on one leg. And I've got to thank my good friend and colleague David Bircher. He showed me this on a workshop that we taught, and I'd never seen it done this way before, and I think it's brilliant if you don't have much equipment or if you're just doing things at home. This is really, really good. Normally I would do, if I was in a gym setting and I had all the equipment in the world that I wanted and I had a frame, normally I'd do a standing cobra. So I would do this exercise with a band over my head, and I'd have one leg up and I'd pull that band down this way and keep my shoulder blades down and squeeze together. I do have a video on that, so again, you can check that video out. But again, if we don't have that stuff and we're just at home, this is a great alternative. So what you're going to do, like those ITYs, we're just going to do them standing on one leg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this band. You can do it with body weight. I'm going to show you both. We're going to use the band. I'm going to step on the band like this. Again, I'd recommend these big, thick monster bands. These work really well for it. I'm going to step on the band. I'm going to put this other leg up. And what I'm going to do, I need to create some force as well. So I need to kind of use gravity to resist me. So I'm going to do that by just kind of leaning forward slightly. It's like I'm going to drive my pelvis back. But I'm going to maintain my neutral spine. So I'm going to make sure I'm not getting excessive curve in my spine. I'm going to help stabilize that by just gently pulling in my belly button. I'm going to squeeze my glutes slightly as well. I'm going to take my band and I'm going to use an underhand grip. And again, like the ITYs, I want my shoulder blades down. So they're nice and depressed, they're down, they're not up here. They're down, and then as they're down, I'm going to pull that band back and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back together. Okay, so shoulder blades are down and back. I'm going to pull that band back. I'm going to try and keep my palms facing outward as well. That's going to get those external rotators too. Again, I'm just going to come back. I'm going to pull back, hold it 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping my shoulder blades down and back, keeping my core in. Squeezing my shoulder blades back 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the I form that we did. We could do if that gets too easy, again, you want to make this harder, we could do the T, so that's going to require greater flexibility. So again, I could do it with a band, you could just do it with body weight. So again, I'm going to lean forward, get my same setup as before, keep my shoulder blades down, my core in, squeeze my glute, keep my palms out, and now I can kind of come up in that T position, hold it there, keep my scapulars down, squeeze them backwards, hold it for 4 seconds, and then come back this way, and again, come back up, squeeze them together. I also want to keep my chin tucked as well, like those chin tuck exercises we did earlier. Come back up again, hold it 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you found that got too easy, and again, you wanted more of a challenge, again, we could do that with a band. And then we could go up to the Y, which is like that wall scaption that we did. If you remember, and again, if with the cobra on the floor, with the ITYs on the floor, we did that Y portion. So same thing. I just lean forward, core in, squeeze my glute, keep my scapulars down and back, keep my chin tucked, and now I'm going to bring my arms overhead while keeping my shoulder blades down and squeezing them back together. And I'm doing that kind of Y pattern with my arms. bringing them up, holding it 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back down, coming back up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is also going to get, like I said, all my muscles of the lower body, especially my glutes as well, so, and my core, so it's having to stabilize my spine in that bent over position. So this is a great way of kind of getting all those muscle groups together, tying them all together. And also, again, if you can use this in your resistance or strength program. So it's a great way of using it as like a full body exercise to kind of get all those muscles working. So really good for weight loss. So there you guys go. It's a tough one. It's hard. I'm already panting of just doing it, but it's a really tough one. It's really good. Like I said, big shout out to my colleague David Bircher. He showed me it. It's mean, it's nasty, but it does work really well. And again, maybe you work yourself up to this. Maybe start with a cobra, start with the ITYs on the floor, or the cobra, whichever you want to call it, and then you can bring this in a little bit later as you get a bit more advanced. You get some more strength back in that trapezius muscle, and then again you can then use that within the same program. Okay, so and again you can tie that program up with that bent over ITY. There is another exercise you can also do, which is the squat to row, which I've already done a video on, but that also works as an integration exercise for upper body dysfunction as well, because again it kind of takes those underactive muscles, and in that pulling motion we still have to keep our shoulder blades down and back and squeeze them back together. So that also helps to improve our outcomes, helps to return us back to optimal posture and motion. So you can also do the squat to row. So I'm going to put that video in this series. I do kind of talk about more lower body stuff, but you can definitely still use that exercise as well. So maybe you do your activation exercises, you do the single leg bent over ITYs, and then you could finish up with a squat to row. That could be the program. Okay guys, so that was our correcting upper body dysfunction home exercise program. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And again, this is just a sample program. That's not every single thing that we would do with upper body dysfunction. It's just the more common things that we see. But again, use that overhead squat assessment. If you have those signs, try out some of these interventions. Hopefully it makes a big difference. It might not saying it's going to fix everything, because there might have to be other techniques that we'd have to do. But again, it's just something that you can do if you're having some discomfort at home at the minute with, again, in that kind of shoulder, upper spine area. Or again, like I said in the beginning, if you're an athlete and you want to try and improve performance, you can definitely try these things. These things can have a huge impact, especially if you're like an overhead athlete, like a basketball player, and you want to try and improve that force output and also reduce that risk of injury, which is going to be huge. You know, try these out. Like I said, it is just a sample program. Hopefully it makes a big difference. But again, if you have any questions, just send me an email at danbryanfitness@gmail.com and I'll be happy to answer them. But like I said, try this out, see what happens. Hopefully it just even gets us feeling better, gets rid of some discomfort. And again, if you play sport, hopefully, you know, it makes you better, improves that performance. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you soon.